I'm your rich uncle. I want to see my family win. Follow my advice, and you'll be the rich uncle in your family.
Budgeting is often presented as the ultimate solution to financial problems. Countless financial experts, books, and videos emphasize the importance of tracking expenses, cutting unnecessary spending, and living within your means. While budgeting is undeniably important, there is a widespread misconception that budgeting alone is enough to create wealth. The truth is more complex. Budgeting can help you survive, stabilize your finances, and avoid debt. But it will never, by itself, make you rich. Wealth creation requires far more than controlling expenses. It requires income growth, investment strategy, leverage, and long-term financial systems. Today we will talk about why budgeting alone will never make you rich. So, before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. At its core, budgeting is a defensive financial tool. It helps you manage what you already have. It ensures that money is not wasted, overspent, or misallocated. However, it does not inherently create new money. This is the first and most important limitation. You can budget perfectly and still remain financially stuck if your income is limited or stagnant. Wealth, on the other hand, is built through expansion, not just control. One of the biggest illusions in personal finance is that saving money equals building wealth. While saving is essential, it has a ceiling. No matter how efficiently you budget, there is only so much you can cut from expenses. At some point, you reach a limit where further cuts impact your quality of life. This creates a plateau effect where financial progress slows dramatically. Income growth is the real engine of wealth creation. Without increasing income, budgeting simply redistributes existing money more efficiently. For example, saving $200 a month through budgeting is helpful, but it does not compare to increasing income by $1,000 or $2,000 per month. Wealth is built through expansion of financial inflows, not just restriction of outflows. Another limitation of budgeting is that it focuses heavily on scarcity mindset. Budgeting often trains people to think in terms of limitation, restriction, and control. While this is useful for discipline, it does not encourage financial growth or opportunity seeking. Wealthy individuals do not primarily focus on cutting expenses, they focus on increasing value, creating assets, and expanding income streams. Budgeting also ignores the power of leverage. Leverage is one of the most important concepts in wealth creation. It allows you to multiply results without increasing effort proportionally. This can come through investing, business ownership, or using systems that generate passive income. Budgeting does not engage with leverage, it simply manages existing money more carefully. Another reason budgeting alone fails to create wealth is inflation. Even if you budget perfectly, the cost of living increases over time. Housing, food, healthcare, and education all become more expensive. This means that savings created through budgeting can be eroded by inflation if they are not invested properly. Without investing, money loses value over time. Investment is the missing piece that budgeting does not address. Wealth is not just about saving money, it is about growing money. Investments such as stocks, real estate, and businesses allow money to compound over time. Budgeting does not generate returns, investing does. Without investment, financial growth remains linear and limited. Another issue is that budgeting does not address opportunity cost. Time spent focusing only on cutting small expenses could be better used developing high-income skills, building businesses, or investing. Many people become so focused on saving small amounts that they ignore larger opportunities for income growth. Budgeting also has psychological limitations. It can create a mindset where financial success is associated with restriction rather than expansion. This can lead to frustration, burnout, or inconsistency. People may stick to budgets for a while but eventually abandon them because they feel restrictive or unsustainable. Another important factor is that budgeting does not scale. There is a maximum limit to how much you can save through budgeting, but there is no limit to how much you can earn or invest. Wealthy individuals focus on scalable systems, businesses, investments, intellectual property, because these grow beyond fixed constraints. Budgeting also fails to account for financial asymmetry. Not all financial decisions have equal impact. Cutting small expenses like coffee or subscriptions has minimal long-term impact compared to increasing income or investing. Yet budgeting often focuses disproportionately on small savings rather than big financial moves. Another limitation is that budgeting is reactive, not proactive. It manages money after it is earned. It does not create strategies for generating more income or building assets. Wealth creation requires proactive planning, not just reactive control. Debt management is another area where budgeting alone is insufficient. While budgeting can help control debt payments, it does not eliminate debt strategically or use it as a financial tool. Wealthy individuals often use structured debt to acquire appreciating assets. Budgeting alone does not teach how to use financial instruments effectively. Additionally, budgeting does not build financial systems. Wealthy people rely on systems that automate income, savings, and investments. Budgeting requires constant manual attention, which limits scalability and efficiency. Without systems, financial growth depends entirely on discipline, which is difficult to maintain long-term. Another critical point is that budgeting does not change earning potential. You can be the best budgeter in the world and still remain financially limited if your income does not grow. Wealth requires upgrading skills, increasing value, and positioning yourself in higher income opportunities. Budgeting also does not address asset ownership. Wealth is defined not by how much you save, but by what you own. Assets generate income, appreciate over time, and provide financial security. Budgeting focuses on managing money, not acquiring income-generating assets. Another overlooked issue is that budgeting alone does not protect against financial shocks. Unexpected events such as job loss, medical expenses, or economic downturns require financial buffers and diversified income streams. Budgeting can help reduce waste, but it does not create resilience. Behaviorally, budgeting often relies on willpower, which is not sustainable long-term. People can maintain strict budgets for a period of time, but emotional decisions, lifestyle changes, and unexpected events often disrupt consistency. Wealth-building strategies that rely solely on discipline tend to fail over time. In contrast, wealthy individuals focus on increasing financial capacity rather than restricting behavior. Instead of asking, "What can I cut?" they ask, "How can I earn more or invest better?" This shift in thinking is what separates financial stability from financial growth. Another key limitation of budgeting is that it does not compound. Compounding is one of the most powerful forces in finance. Investments grow exponentially over time, but budgeting savings grow linearly. This difference creates a massive gap in long-term outcomes. Budgeting also does not address financial psychology at a deeper level. Many people associate money with restriction rather than opportunity. Without changing this mindset, financial growth remains limited even with strict budgeting. Ultimately, budgeting is a foundational tool, not a wealth-building strategy. It is useful for controlling money, avoiding waste, and maintaining stability, but it is not sufficient for creating significant wealth. Real financial growth requires a combination of income expansion, investing, leverage, and long-term systems. All right, my future millionaires. That's a wrap for today. If you got some value from this, don't just sit on it. Hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more money-making secrets. Turn on those notifications because wealth waits for no one. Stay smart. Stay hungry. And I'll see you in the next one. Let's get rich.